All right, so we have an order today from Dan's Fish that just came in, which I'll show you here in a second. But this is the second one I've got from Dan's Fish, and so far, really great. A lot of these fish came actually from Dan's Fish. So some of these are going to go in here. Let me show you tell you what I got. So we got some Corydoras pantanalensis. We got 8 of those. We got some Bosemani rainbows, some Corydoras sturbi, which I have some in here already. And I just wanted to kind of add to the group there. Some Siamese algae eaters to take care of some of the algae that's in there. Rummy nose tetras, which I love a lot. They'll form a great school in that tank. Some orange Venezuelan cories, 10 of those. Some more Congo tetras, some cherry shrimp, and some longfin super reds, plecos, which I've got a couple of those in here already. They're not longfins, but they're super reds. They kind of hide a little bit. But most of these plants here came from Aquarium Co-op, and they're just doing brilliantly. The Amazon swords are doing great. Oh, the Otocinclus there came from Dan's Fish. Got like 10 of those. I should have got some more of those, because they're really good at eating the algae off the leaves. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just cranking. Hopefully the Siamese algae eaters will take care of some of that growth up there. I may have to kind of trim those a little bit, but yeah, all these plants are from Aquarium Co-op, and the fish, that I've gotten mainly have been from the local pet shop, Aquadome, but I've gotten quite a few from Dan's as well. So I've got this box, and it's really always interesting to me that they individually wrap these guys. So if a fish dies in transit, it only affects itself. Hey, Abby. It doesn't affect anybody else, which is really kind of... At first I was like, man, this is a pain in the butt to open all these bags, but it really is a smart way to do it. So we're going to start the process of dumping all these guys and getting them kind of acclimated to the water we have here. And we'll check back in once we... Oh, I also have to feed these guys. So the other ones are going into... Some of the Corydoras are going into this tank, which we've got some swordtails in there. I really kind of like this tank. It's a 45 cube, and there's some shrimp there feeding on stuff. Rabbit snail, and these beautiful plecos that I got from Dan a while back. Just beautiful. They tend to kind of hide a little bit. I don't know, I may have lost a few, but yeah, I really love those guys. And I'm thinking I may actually put a couple of some of the cories over here. This is basically my snail tank. So these are all mystery snails here, everywhere, and these are all mystery snail eggs. And there's some wild guppies in here, which I actually got from Dan's. My brain is not turned on right now, so I can't think of what they are, but you can kind of see them there. And there's a million of them in there. They're just having babies like crazy. And I got that beta from my neighbor. I couldn't keep it anymore. But look at this, like, amazing number of eggs from the snails. So one of the things that I didn't know is the snails eat duckweed. Who knew? So you can see them at the top. They're just chowing down on the duckweed, and they've kept it pretty good shape. It's gotten a little out of hand right now. But this is kind of an experimental tank. Yeah, it's kind of an experiment. So what I've got there is a sponge filter with a power head, which the power head goes up here and pumps water into the plant area, which is raised quite a bit. The water pumps up through there, goes through the plants, and then comes back over here. So this is one of my favorite tanks, actually. And the number is probably kind of hard to see them, but there's 1 billion mystery snails in here, like 1 billion of them, and a lot of guppies. So yeah, this is a fun one right here for sure. So we're gonna get busy releasing some of those guys, or getting them out of the bags and stuff and getting them acclimated, and then we'll check back in. So I actually got 50 rummy nose tetras, and they were nice enough to put all of them in one box. So the rummy nose tetras, they're kind of notoriously a little delicate in shipping and in basically generally, but they make such an amazing school, and they stay right together. And they got that bright red thing on their nose. So I definitely love these guys, and in that big 500-gallon tank, they're going to be kind of amazing. So we'll keep going on this and check back in here in a minute. All right, that there is what 50 rummy nose tetras look like in a bucket. Doesn't look like much, but once I get them in there, we'll I gotta feed these guys real well because the angels are getting kind of big in there. So I'm gonna give them loads and loads of food so they're not getting after these guys. But yeah, 50 rummy nose tetras. 100% of them survived. There wasn't a single dead one in there, and they look great. So I can't wait to get them in there. So we'll do some acclimation and then start on the other boxes over there. One of the things I really love about Dan's fish is on every single package there's a label. So I got some fish from Aquahuna a while back, a couple of years ago, and they just sent the bags with no label, and the fish I got were really tiny, and so I couldn't actually. Oh, sorry, buddy. There you go. I couldn't really tell what they were. It was, I mean, yes, I should know what fish I bought, but still. Inside the bags, as you know, if you've gotten fish online, you really can't tell what you have there. I'm not doing too well on this one. Okay. Here we go, boys. You really can't tell what you have until they color up, you know? So, yeah. Congo. Where's the rest of the Corys? Orange Venezuelan, right here. Yeah, so it was challenging to put the fish in different tanks because it was like there was no way you could tell that this is an orange Venezuelan versus a, you know, green laser Cory when they're stressed and in this bag. So, yeah. All right, so that is 8. That is 12 stir-by Corys. 10 orange Venezuelan cories, and 12 Congo tetras right there. Oh, and 10 longfin super red plecos, which I'm so excited about having those guys in here. So yeah, so we'll get them acclimated. And so this bucket and that bucket is going in here once we get them figured out. It's gonna be a lot of fish in there, but yeah, I'm super excited to see everybody in there. What do you think, Abigail? It's gonna be fun?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, well, after everybody's kind of settled down, we'll do another kind of walkthrough on this. So one thing I have noticed, some of the Congo tetras I got from Dan's have some interesting issues with their mouth. That one's one. That's not one that I got today, but I've had him for a while. But there are a couple like that have some weird mouth things. There's all those rummy nose tetras, so they're just starting to color up right now. But oh, and look at those super red plecos. Oh, look at that little guy. What I will say is that it's 100%. All of them lived. Every single one lived, and they come from like Michigan, I think is where Dan is. So that is pretty impressive to have that happen. And once everybody kind of settles down and colors up and gets happy, we'll do another little video of this. And we've also got the tank over here that we put the little quarries in. So yeah, I'm really excited about these guys. So yeah, we'll circle back here in a little bit once everybody's kind of settled down and colored up, and we'll kind of show you what's going on there. One of the things, so in the last video I showed that I've never had a flower horn before in my life, but they are really fun fish. He just eats everything, and he's pretty gentle with the other fish. I'm almost thinking of adding a few more fish in here to just see how he does, but man, he's kind of a tank. He just keeps on eating. And our 2-foot long tire track, who's about 16 years old, I think now, is doing great. These rhino plecos been around forever. I think they're about the same age as the tire track, but they just keep on trucking. So yeah, everything's going pretty good. There's the miscellaneous catfish that nobody knows what that is. Not really sure. He was sold to me as a catfish that would stay 2 inches. So that didn't really work out well. But yeah, we'll circle back here in a little bit once everybody's settled down and do a little update and show you kind of how things look after a bit. So everybody's in there. One of the things, yeah, man, this Magic Small Fish Feed from Aquarium Co-op is kind of amazing. So like, look at these guys just going after it. The rummy nose, they're just going crazy. It stays kind of mid-water, but look at them, they're just like, and the neons love it. But yeah, it's such a good way to get food into these little guys because they have little tiny mouths, right? So, and it just spreads everywhere, right? So this is like, I mean, it's a good substitute for baby brine shrimp, I'd say. Look at them. They're just going crazy for it. Yum, 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 yum. So we got everybody in here. We're gonna have some pretty good groups of Corys. They're gonna start hanging out. The rummy nose, once they get kind of a good feel for the tank, they'll start hanging together. They're all looking for food now, but all the Bosemani, those are actually really big Bosemani. I didn't expect them to be that big. But yeah, they just did so good. Dan's fish is, they do a good job. I will say 100%. 100% of them survived the shipping process, and we'll see over the next couple of days, but I don't see anybody who's terribly stressed. We have some green lasers that we got from Dan's a while back, and we've got those orange guys, which I think are going to be really beautiful, and they get pretty good size. So yeah, never actually had a tank this size with this good of plant growth with no CO2. This is all just plants growing. It's pretty amazing, actually. Pretty amazing. So, good plants from Aquarium Co-op and good fish from Dan's. Also, some pretty good fish from Aquadome here, local pet shop. So, yeah. So, we'll keep updating this as time goes on, but yeah, I'm super excited. You may have seen that video a couple of months ago where I got back into the hobby after many years, 5 years of being out of it, but I saved the aquariums, and yeah, we're back into it now, so we're gonna get crazy on this deal, I think. Yeah, this is one of my favorite aquariums I've ever had, I think. Oof, so nice. And it's a good place for the cats to sit up there because the lights create some heat, and they love that. So, yeah. Oof, very nice. All right, we'll see you next time.